So just before this video starts, I want to get a general disclaimer out the way. I realised as I was editing this video that it kind of seemed like I was unfairly pitting these two editors against each other, right? The original idea, I will admit, was to hire as many of these editors as possible and sort of tier list them and rank them. But I felt like that just kind of ridiculed their services and sort of, it made them a mute point. There was no reason to even show the lower ones if I did that, first of all. And then secondly, it just cheapened the hard work that everybody would have put in, unless it was, an obvious just like asset flip sort of montage. Yeah, I just want to, point out that this didn't focus on who was better. It was just more focused on the whole Fivver Krunker scene and the montages that you could get if you ordered from people. As I said, this wasn't a competition against people unknowingly. This was just, it was just me highlighting two of the three editors that are on Krunker and just sort of seeing what their editing would be like and whether they were viable options. And yeah, that was basically it. I also should also mention that I do say in the video, unfortunately, I do say something along the lines of only too bothered to reply, right? And I must admit, I was a little salty. I thought my money had just been stolen, basically, and that I'd hired someone who just wasn't going to do it. I mean, that was just really naive and impatient of me. I barely gave him, like, 3 days or something like that. It just turned out they were away. I don't know, they must have been on holiday or just hadn't checked their Fivver, for example. But other than that, yeah, enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So just getting right into the video. Hi, I'm back again. And this is a video remake. I'm just going to put it out there. This is a video that I actually tried to make a while ago, probably about a year ago. And it was about Fivver and the Krunker services that were available on there. It failed miserably. The creators were slow to answer. Sometimes I didn't even get a response at all. And so I just refunded the orders and I scrapped the video. But now, about a year later, I've decided to revisit the concept. Because the scene on Fivver is it's way different now. By different, I basically just mean it's bigger. As opposed to 3 jobs, there are now about 12, I'd say. A year ago, your choice, if I remember correctly, was there was one coach, someone who would make you a map, and someone that would make you, like, an image that you could upload of your model, your map, when it's, uploaded to the workshop sort of thing. But now it's way different. Now most of the gigs are either montage editing or Krunker coaching. I assume that you're all aware that I am actually the best Krunker pro in the world, bar none. Don't let anybody tell you any different. And so I decided that the coaching, it wasn't for me. I don't need that. I'm the best. And instead, I'm going to use these immense skills that I have to produce some absolute top-grade primo clips and then give these to the montage makers that are on Fivver. And so I donned an undercover disguise as the legendary player Okie Dokie Jones. Sorry, I mean
Okie Dokie Jones!
Removed my verification badge and grinded for some clips to supply to the montage makers of Fivver. Any editors I hire will have their gigs and like any socials or whatever in the description below, so make sure to check them out once this video's done. I didn't want players to see my verification badge or, search up my username, hence
Okie Dokie Jones!
And then give, me preferential treatment, because if they knew this was going to be uploaded by a verified player, then in most cases it would garner a lot more views and free advertising for their services. And, this would, in turn probably make the editors put in more effort into their montages, and the outcome would have been of higher quality than if any of you guys ordered them. Now, I will note, though, that this is in no way a criticism of the creators here having to go undercover to avoid this, because preferential treatment is just basic human nature. Anybody would do it, probably without even thinking. And so, these creators will not be, this won't be held against them in any way, shape or form. I'm not going to be sit here criticizing them going, well, I mean, they would have treated me different if I was verified, which I am. That's not something that I'm going to do, because it's just, as I said, basic human nature. So, hi, this is me talking now after they've delivered. I'm going to say that actually only 2 of them even bothered to reply to me. And, there's going to be no listing or tiers here, because only 2 even, took the time to look at this, let alone reply with anything. I'm not going to put their great effort down into like a discredited, top 10 tier list sort of format. That's bullshit. I'm just going to show them and say what I like and didn't like, because both of the people very clearly put in a great amount of effort into these montages, and I don't think that they should be slandered in such a way. I don't think it's quite right, especially since, you know, they took the time to do it. So, you know, now that the explanation to all this sort of stuff's out of the way, I'm just going to show you an example of the sort of clips that I sent to them. It's clips like collats, high point kill streak sort of things, random gameplay. I think I got my first nuke that I've gotten in over a year because I'm awful at this game. I put that in there as well. So, yeah, I actually had 13 clips in total, which, you know, it's definitely not a lot by any stretch of the imagination. But I grinded these clips over the course of only 2 days. The reason that I didn't have that many clips and that I only gave myself 2 days is that I really, really wanted to make this video. And sometimes, you know, Fivver editors and people on Fivver can give it up after like 2 weeks or something because they've got no orders. So I really wanted the turnaround time after seeing these creators on there to be really quick. Not only to ensure that they're going to still be active, but to, you know, get a video out as soon as possible. Which is why, you know, I ended up with less clips. This does kind of not work in my favour, I assume, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the montages in the order that I received them. So this is the order that I saw them in as well. Obviously there's only 2. I'm going to say what I liked and didn't like, and yeah, let's just get on with it. Straight into the first montage.
Catch the fins in the daytime. If I love you, better God, do not waste time. You caught my eye when I met you in the gray night. Fall in love, but you fall into the grapevine. That's what happens when you feel it in the daytime. If I love you, better God, do not waste time. You caught my eye when I met you in the gray night. Fall in love, but you fall into the grapevine. Hit me on the radio, not waiting, no. I'm so much better on my own. Like, whoa, can you please leave me alone? Better off my arms, swear to God I'm gonna be known. Like, no, I will never care, I will never share. No, I don't need a flare, I don't catch the fins in the daytime. If I love you, better God, do not waste time. You caught my eye when I met you in the gray night. Fall in love, but you fall into the grapevine. That's what happens when you feel it in the daytime. If I love you, better God, do not waste time. You caught my eye when I met you in the gray night. Fall in love, but you fall into the grapevine.
That first montage was from a creator called that's a Russian word. It says he's from Russia. I translated it. Apparently it's called appeasement. I'm going to call you that from here on out. Apologies if that's not what it means at all, but the best I have is Google Translate. As I said, this was the first one that I received, and they replied at just breakneck speeds of about 24 hours. I really, really like the montage, although the music I actually requested must not fit their editing style because it wasn't used. Nonetheless, I don't want to tarnish the results because the results were great. I mean, just look at my editing skills. I can't even do that zoom in thingy at the end. Yeah, that one. I can't even do that. If I had to pick a specific moment, though, that sort of made me think, yeah, no, I really do like this montage, it would have to be at 38 seconds.
Like, whoa, can you please?
I don't know why I specifically like the clip you just saw. I just do. But obviously, there's got to be negatives. And if I had to pick one thing I maybe didn't like as much about it, is that it would be that every single kill has like an insane bloom effect on it. Like it's almost like a flash of white light every single time I get a kill. Like, this isn't really a problem that much. It's just maybe a tad overused, but that's just personal opinion. Because other than that, this was a really enjoyable montage to watch. So now I'm going to move away from appeasement's montage, and I'm going to move on to the second editor. And I'm just going to, again, go straight into it. And this is the montage that they provided. That one was by the editor Fio Edits. It's like Flow Edits, but with an I instead of an L. Fio Edit, I don't know. They took just over 48 hours to deliver, so about double the time. But that's still extremely fast, considering the delivery date, I think, is expected about 5 days. So 2 days, that's insane. The project they supplied, however, was a cut above the rest. They have gone above and beyond with the 3D effects and cinematic shots, interlaying them within the montage just seamlessly. They used the music I requested, and even managed to make me missing 3 shots in a row look good somehow. I don't know how they've done that magic. It makes me look better than I am, and I'm very grateful for it. They were also extremely helpful throughout the process of the project. They didn't assume sort of what I wanted, and they instead contacted me about sort of what the name should be in the intro, how the ending should look, for example. Actually, on that sort of topic, I didn't really know what to do with the ending, so I just let them do what they wanted with it. This montage is definitely more bang for your buck than I expected. Like, I got more than I expected for what I paid for it. And the slower delivery time is just completely understandable, because the output was, in my opinion, of really high quality. Again, though, if I had to pick like a specific moment to sort of go, this is when I knew that I love this montage, it'd actually be a tie. You see, right at the beginning, there's a knife glint. And then this clip of me missing 3 shots and somehow still looking good just makes me laugh all the time. Every single time I watch it. Like, I didn't even notice the knife glint the first few times I watched it. It's just, when I did notice it and notice the subtlety of it, it works completely in its favour. However, though, again, I must, just in the essence of fairness, I must identify something that I sort of didn't like as much. And it's really difficult, right? It's really difficult to do this sort of thing with any montage that you get, because somebody's done something for you, and it's like, this looks really good, I could never do anything like this, I don't want to criticise you. But after watching the montage over and over again, I think I watched it about 20 times, to be fair, I did sort of see that there's a noticeable disconnect between the pre-1 minute 14 montage and the post 1 minute 14 montage. You see, at about 1 minute 14, there's the extended cinematic shot that starts to play through kanji, and it's got really limited effects to make it that interesting. Following this shot, the clips don't seem to be as flashy, other than this one here that had some, it looked kind of like pre-done effects applied to it. I don't necessarily know if it fit with the rest. And the editing just, it didn't seem to sort of flow like it did. It just seemed somewhat lackluster. However, I'm 50% sure, like half of me says, is this just the person, the editor, getting a bit burnt out on the edit? Because obviously that happens with anyone. You start the project, you'll put all of your effort into it, and you just sort of get burnt out. So, I'm not going to discredit them for that, because that's, again, just basic human nature. But the other 50% of me, the other half, is going, but it could actually be entirely my fault. As I said before, I didn't really provide that many clips for this at all, and so to stretch it out to almost 2 minutes is an absolute fucking godsend. Like, I can't believe you've actually managed to do this. And so it's completely understandable if it's literally just the fact that the clips themselves weren't that good. Had to use sort of worse clips to extend the life of it. In which case, it's completely my fault, and I'll put up my hands and say I should have supplied more clips. Overall, though, I would absolutely highly recommend either of these editors to any of you guys who want to make montages, or don't know how to, or want to pay someone to make you a high quality montage, because they're both completely true to their word in what would be delivered. They both maintained high quality throughout the montages, and they both offered this at an extremely affordable price. Obviously, I'm in Great British pounds, but I think in United States dollars it was $5 starting price. I think I paid a little bit more for one of them, but I can't quite remember, to be honest. I started off this video, to be fair, thinking that I'd compare the montages supplied, but sort of pick them apart. But both of these were so unique in their own ways that it's really difficult to do so. Like, compare them, sure. I mean, they both ended with the nuke clip, and rather abruptly. in terms of the music, which I assume is so that, you know, YouTubers can put their sort of ending onto it, so they can fade it into their outro. They both ask for specifics in terms of the music, you know, names, features, and other sort of things. But that's kind of where the similarities just stop. If I'm being completely brutally honest, I actually preferred the second montage by Fiao Edits. However, this is purely down to opinion by me, and that's because of the implementation and use of the filters and the cinematics. Now, this is because if you know me, and it should be obvious from my videos, I like Krunker to essentially look like a completely different game. You know, I use models, I use high quality textures, other than other people that sort of simplify and have things with like basically just one block color to increase FPS. I don't care. I just like to make my game look really nice. And the filters used in the montage, supplied by Fiao Edits, they really, really complement what I use. And they worked, you know, they worked in unison with my Krunker mods, although I had most of them disabled, to be fair. And they make the montage and the gameplay itself just look more gritty, I'd say. Gritty is probably the right word for this overall. However, I know a lot of players don't like that. As I say, they like a lot of simplified things. In which case, the first editor, Appeasement, he has such a more modern, simple, sleek, clean design, and it's just definitely works to his advantage, and it makes an amazing looking montage, and it has, as I say, a sleek and almost mechanical feel to it. And again, this is just something that is really popular right now, and that's unlike what the more rustic and aged feel of the Fiao Edits montage sort of look like. So, I'm just going to put this here now. If either of you editors who edited this are watching this video and don't feel like I've presented you in the correct way, or you want more extensive feedback, because obviously this is scripted and half off the cuff when I'm just reading this out, and I'd probably be able to provide a better sort of feedback to you, feel free to contact me, absolutely. My Discord's going to be linked down below, just go from there, send me a direct message, or direct message me on Fivver, I guess. That would probably also work, although I'm on Discord more often. Again, just for any more extended feedback or anything else you'd like to know about the sort of experience, things like that. But most importantly, don't let what I say discourage you or change your styles in any way. Just because I preferred one over the other is purely opinion. And, I assume it wouldn't, just some soft British boy is not going to change anybody's opinion, let's be honest there. But any criticism that I did provide throughout this, it's constructive, it's not something that I'm providing to be mean. I provided it as either just personal opinion by me, or something that I feel like could be built onto, that should be addressed and built onto. Because, at the end of the day, behind every great content creator is a great editor. And let that be, the content creators themselves or skilled people such as yourselves. I am a dumb oaf when it comes to this kind of stuff. And so the work that these editors, and, suffice to say any other editors out there do, is just magic to me. Now, just a reminder, both editors have their own gigs and socials and stuff linked below in the description. So, go check them out, show them some love. But yeah, that's about it. I really hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to be uploading both of these montages in the next couple of days, just as their own separate videos. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.